The year is 2122. A commercial towing vessel, the USCSS Nostromo, drifts through the void of deep space with a crew of 7 on board. Ordinary men and women working a routine shipping job suddenly find themselves thrust into one of the most terrifying encounters in science fiction history. Let's take a closer look at each member of the Nostromo's crew, who they were and how they faced the unimaginable horror that awaited them. Dallas, captain of the Nostromo, he is a steady and pragmatic leader, often caught between corporate demands and his crew's safety. Dallas projects confidence, but underneath he's wary of the company's control and often tries to balance authority with fairness. When the alien threat emerges, he takes charge of the hunt, descending into the ship's air ducts in a desperate attempt to flush the creature out. Calm under pressure but ultimately mortal, Dallas's death marks a turning point, stripping the crew of its leader and leaving them vulnerable to chaos. Ripley, the warrant officer, is sharp, cautious and by the book. At first she clashes with her fellow crew, especially over her refusal to break quarantine protocols when Kane is infected. This dedication to rules and survival sets her apart. As the crisis deepens, Ripley's level-headedness and resilience come into focus, pushing her into the reluctant role of survivor and eventual heroine. Ripley's story is only just beginning aboard the Nostromo, but even here we see the seeds of her determination, resourcefulness, and refusal to back down against impossible odds. Kane, the ship's executive officer, is one of the most curious and adventurous of the crew. It's Kane who volunteers to investigate the mysterious distress signal on LV-426, and it's Kane who discovers the alien eggs hidden within the derelict spacecraft. His fascination leads to the fateful facehugger attack that brings the alien on board. Kane's horrific death during the chestburster scene becomes one of the most iconic moments in cinema, his curiosity and courage tragically transforming him into the unwilling host of the nightmare. Lambert, the Navigator, is anxious, sensitive and openly fearful through the ordeal. While some dismiss her as panicked, her fear is grounded in realism. She voices the concerns others bury under duty or denial. Lambert represents the everyman reaction to such an incomprehensible terror, making her one of the more relatable figures. Though she struggles with fear, her navigational skills and situational awareness keep the crew alive longer than they otherwise might have. Her brutal and unseen death, paired with Parker's, is a reminder of the alien's unstoppable savagery. Ash, the science officer, is the embodiment of corporate secrecy. Initially polite and professional, he soon reveals himself as something far more sinister, a synthetic android whose mission is to ensure the alien reaches Earth no matter the cost. Ash's cold detachment and cryptic behaviour spark suspicion, and when his true nature is uncovered, he becomes a greater danger than the alien itself. His chilling statement about admiring the creature's purity cements him as both fascinating and terrifying, a symbol of Weyland-Yutani's ruthless ambitions. Parker, the chief engineer, is practical, outspoken, and often frustrated by what he sees as unnecessary risks. Alongside Brett, he constantly pushes back against the company's disregard for the crew, particularly when it comes to dangerous assignments and pay disputes. When the crisis strikes, Parker's courage shines through, fiercely protective of Lambert and willing to put himself in harm's way. His death, while defending her, underscores his bravery and humanity, making him one of the more grounded and likeable members of the Nostromo's crew. Brett, Parker's close friend and engineering partner, is easygoing, quiet and loyal. He often echoes Parker's complaints with his trademark right, showing a more laid-back personality, but sharing the same frustrations with the company's disregard for the workers. Despite his calm demeanour, Brett proves willing to fight when it matters, though fate catches him alone with the creature. His grisly end in the maintenance bay, witnessed by the ship's cat, cements him as both a tragic victim and a reminder of how quickly the alien strikes when isolation leaves one vulnerable. The crew of the Nostromo weren't soldiers or heroes, they were ordinary workers thrust into an extraordinary nightmare. Each of them acted in their own way, with courage, fear, loyalty, or cold calculation. Together, their story forms the foundation of one of science fiction's greatest sagas, and their doomed voyage remains a haunting reminder of just how small humanity can seem in the vastness of space.